Bad Bunny wore a pava to the Met Gala. Now, this isn't just a fashion statement. It's a symbol of Puerto Rican resistance. The pava is traditionally worn by Puerto Rican jibaros, the rural working class of Puerto Rico. The jibaro has long been a cultural icon in Puerto Rico, representing strength, pride, independence, and reliance on oneself only to provide. It's a symbol of working people. It's a rejection of colonial elitism and a brace of a true, authentic Puerto Rican identity. The pava was once used as a political statement to symbolize the dignity of the common Puerto Rican. But Bad Bunny wearing the pava on one of the most elite red carpet stages in the world flips the script. He brought the island's most humble symbol to a global stage dominated by Western fashion. It's not just a nod to his roots, it's a reclamation of power. The jibaro isn't just a fashion symbol, it's also a form of art. In one of the most popular Puerto Rican paintings, El Pan Nuestro, it shows a man who is a jibaro on the countryside with the sun beaming down on his face, carrying plátanos. It's an embodiment of values of dignity, resilience, and perseverance. And it's one of the only art forms we see in Puerto Rican culture that showcases Black people as well. In the work by Oscar Colón Delgado, Jibaro Negro, and the work of Rafael Ríos Rey, Jibaro con Azara, and my personal favorite, Juan Rosado, El Vendedor de China, showcases an aspect of national identity that is often left out. Bad Bunny didn't just wear a pava. He turned a symbol of Puerto Rican pride into a global declaration of identity. At Bad Bunny's final residency concert at El Choli, he brought out Marc Anthony and they sang Preciosa. But the history of that song is almost always forgotten or attributed to Marc Anthony alone. The original composer of that song was a man by the name of Rafael Hernandez Marin. He was a cigar maker to help his family make ends meet because they were extremely poor. His family eventually sent him to San Juan to learn music. By the time he was 14, he was proficient in the tuba, the clarinet, the violin, the piano, and the guitar. He ended up getting recruited to be part of the Harlem Hellfighters, an all-Black unit in the United States military, and almost half of the regiment were Black Puerto Ricans. The song almost ended up becoming the Puerto Rican national anthem, but one phrase stopped that. No importa tirano te trate con negra maldad. No matter if the tyrant treats you with black malice. This was seen as a slight to the colonial power of the United States. It's believed that the governor of Puerto Rico even tried to get Rafael Hernandez to change the words, but he refused. And because of that, the song never became the official anthem of the island. But today, if you ask many Puerto Ricans, they will probably say otherwise. This was at the Bad Bunny concert, and if you notice something, Bad Bunny's performing with somebody that is Residente, and on his shirt there are 3 dates: 1868, 1950, and 2019. Those are 3 dates that represent something monumental in Puerto Rican culture. The very first date there is 1868. In 1868, Puerto Rico was under the Spanish crown. People were dissatisfied by Spain's tariffs and taxes that were being put on the people of Puerto Rico. People were very dissatisfied also with slavery. Now, because of this, they had El Grito de Lares. It was a rebellion against the Spanish crown. The reason it's called El Grito de Lares is because it was started in Lares, in Puerto Rico. When they went to Lares, they raised this flag. This is the first flag of Puerto Rico. And they offered freedom to the enslaved people that joined them. Now, the rebellion did fail. It lasted about 10 hours, and Spanish troops stopped it. This is seen as one of the main events for the birth of Puerto Rican independence. The second date he has on there is 1950. This was the year that Blanca Canales, as well as several other Puerto Rican nationalists, led the Yayuya uprising. They took over the town of Yayuya and they raised the flag of Puerto Rico, declaring it a free republic. It was also the same year Puerto Rican nationalists did an attack on La Fortaleza, the governor's mansion in Puerto Rico, along with the U.S. federal court building in Old San Juan. It was also the year where they tried to arrest Albizu Campos, the leader of the nationalist movement. It was also the same year where Puerto Rican nationalists tried to end the life of the president, Harry Truman, at the Blair House. It was also the same decade where Puerto Rican nationalists discharged their firearms inside the Capitol building. Now, because of all this, that same decade, they were able to get rid of Ley de la Mordaza, the gag law that prevented people from having and owning the Puerto Rican flag. The last year he has on there is 2019. That was the year where Puerto Rican Governor Ricardo Rosselló, also known as Ricky, was asked to get out of office. In 2019, the governor of Puerto Rico had his inner circle's conversations released. In 2019, it came out that the governor of Puerto Rico was talking bad about women, LGBTQ people, Black people, and victims of Hurricane Maria, along with his inner circle as well. Hundreds of thousands, if not millions of Puerto Ricans took to the street with the words and the hashtag Ricky Renuncia, Ricky resign. This is one of the first times where you see Bad Bunny take to the streets and become more than a pop star. He became a social activist as well. Him, along with Ricky Martin, along with Residente, who you saw him performing with at the beginning, all came together and got the governor to leave. And on June 24th, 2019, Ricardo Rosselló, Ricky, resigned. And this was monumental because he comes from a very politically influential family in Puerto Rico. When I saw the dates on his shirt, I had to do an explainer video about it because I love the intentionality behind everything Bad Bunny is doing, especially the people that he's bringing along with him. Bad Bunny's new music video came out in Nueva York, and it's full of Puerto Rican history. Even it being filmed in the Bronx, where hundreds of thousands of Puerto Ricans moved to before, during, and after Operation Bootstrap, including my own family, is telling of the historical significance that he put into the making of this video. But there's one specific part that I want to talk about, and you probably already guessed what it is. In October of 1977, a group of Puerto Ricans and their allies took over the Statue of Liberty. They held it for 8 hours and they draped the Puerto Rican flag across the crown as a sign of protest. They called themselves the New York Committee to Free the 5 Puerto Rican Nationalists. The 5 nationalists that they were talking about were Lolita Lebron, Andres Figueroa Cordero, Irvin Flores Rodriguez, Oscar Colasso, and Rafael Cancel Miranda. They ended up holding the Statue of Liberty for 8 hours, and eventually Jimmy Carter did release all 5 of those political prisoners.